Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and we are on the first Saturday of the month, and so that means it's Stamp and Stencil Savvy time. And this month for June, we have to combine our stamps sets and make a different thing using more than one stamp set. So I am going to create a layout today where I'm using multiple stamps from different sets, and I thought I'd start it off by doing some hand stitching, and I'm just showing you the end of the project where I'm using a chain stitch to stitch in my leaf pattern here, and you're just seeing it come to the end of the project. Now, I'm not going to lie, it took a long time to stitch, practically half the day today, so I thought I'd just show you the end piece of this project. It just adds a little bit of extra texture to the layout, and I just wanted to add that because it is such a simple layout. Now, I am using washi tape on the back to adhere that into place so that it will stay and it will slide smoothly into my album. So for the stencil part, I'm using these daffodil or what we call Santa Claus flowers, so that I'm using their little petals as they're blowing in the wind, like the leaf is here, and I'm using gathered twigs as my first colour. I'm also using a little stencil here that looks a little bit like cracked concrete, which is all dried dirt, so that it's got that autumn feel where the earth is drying out because of the winter frosts starting to fill in. And then I am going to use wild honey as my second colour, and I'm going to move the stencil just a little to give it that shadowing effect with the wild honey, as you can see here, so it throws up like a shadow or a glow on those daffodil or petal flower seed pods. Now, I also put in some of that wild honey through the cracked concrete stencil there, also to add more texture and colour to the layout. And that's just adding and filling in that white space on the background there. So to move on to the stamps, I've got this stamp set here that I got from a magazine a long time ago, and I'm going to take two of the leaves that are on this set here, and I'm going to use those leaves to stamp onto the layout, and I'm going to use scorched timber as the colour for these leaves and the stamps on this layout, just so that it's another shade in that family of colour, but not overpowering. And I'm just going to randomly put these down, and I'm not too worried if they don't come out too clear or crisp, because they're meant to just be fading in the background and not dominating the layout. So I'm just putting the three there, and that set up a little bit of a triangle with the three of them there. And now I'm going to also use some textured background stamps just to add some more. And this one here is a Kaisercraft one, and it's like a technology weave, more like a woven pattern. So it's got in there, and I'm just having that subtly fill into some of the places, and it's just filling in those gaps and taking away all that extra white space. I'm also going to use a uniquely creative, this one here is just a messy background, and I'm just using the arrow parts here, and I'm just putting a few around the layout just to show directionality and to create movement in the layout. And I just like how this is all blending in together to fill in and create that filled background, like the leaf falling from the tree to the ground. So I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. And now I have this leaf cut from my Cricut, and you can see how I've backed it here with lots of different colours just to build the texture and the depth to this cut file. Oh my goodness, can't even think of the word for the cut file here. and then I'm placing that into the centre there. So now you can see how that stitching has highlighted that leaf and just made it pop a little bit more off the background. Now this is a photo of my daughter in the leaves. She just loves being a model for me. Not really, she just does it because I ask her to, and she was having so much fun throwing up the leaves, and we just magically captured this photo, and I do like this photo. And you will see me scrap variants of this photo in the next couple of layouts because well, one's for I'll end up keeping for me, but one's for her, and I just love the freeness of it. It's just beautiful, and it just captures her whole personality. She is a free spirit, and that's what I've decided to use as my title here. As you can see, I cut it out on the Cricut as well, and then off screen I journal around the edge of the layout where it says always want to enjoy yourself and try anything. I ask of her, Lily is definitely a free spirit, determined to do what she wants, even if it's so totally opposite to what others expect. She will be the one to do it. She may look like the glamour princess, but now she drives a ute, is a princess landscaper, and is adulting her life away her way. So that's what I've written as the journaling around the outside there. And to finish off, I'm setting up a visual triangle using my Nuvo drops, and I am using 3 colours in the Nuvo drop pattern, and that's to reflect the colours of the layout and also to reflect the autumn feel for it. So I really do love the colours in this layout. I love that cut file. I think it's amazing. The stitching adds that little bit of extra texture, and by using your stencils and mixing and matching your stamp sets, you can create amazing backgrounds, and I love how this has turned out. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope there's something here that's inspired a thumbs up from you. Don't forget, journaling is always important, and going around the edge like that is just a good way of using up the space productively while putting in a border. So thanks everyone. Once again, as I said, there is a playlist down below of all the people who are playing along. Please go and leave them some love. I love watching what everybody does each month. We all take it in a different way, and you can learn so much from watching those very talented people that are playing along. This is the close-ups. You can see the stamping in the background, you can see the stenciling in the background, and of course that chain stitching around the die cut or the cut file. Thanks everyone for watching. Happy scrapping till next time, and here's my next video recommendation for you. I'll see you there real soon.